So this is the iPad 8th generation, so the current latest from the iPad line. Now I'm going to fly through the unboxing here before I get to the first impressions and hands-on and all that good stuff. And just so you know, of course, this is the same size as the iPad 7 from last year. So that's 10.2 inch for the display. And you get different colors. Now, what I went for here is the space gray, but you also have it available in gold, silver. And this is the tablet itself. So pretty nice already. Feels pretty light. Now we have here just, I guess, the typical paperwork. I usually just kind of fly through it. I don't know why there's such a big fuss about the Apple stickers. I can't even get them out. I don't even know what people do with it. But anyways, we get a USB-C to Lightning port for the charging cable. There we go. And we get, I believe this is a 20-watt brick or adapter, kind of the same one you would get from the with the iPhone, I believe 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max, at least the one that came with mine, and mine is here somewhere, right here. So it's kind of the same. Yeah, it's pretty much the same one. So that was the unboxing. That's pretty much it. We are already familiar with what comes with this stuff anyway, so now we're just gonna all right. Very nice and smooth back there. I'm already putting fingerprints all over the screen. Quickly going around the tablet. So what you would have here would be the power button at the top, of course. Then you have the mic there. We still have a headphone jack. That's always a nice touch. On the side here, we have the volume rocker. At the bottom, we have the 2 stereo speakers, and we have the Lightning port right there. Again, it goes from Lightning to USB Type-C. On the side here, we have the smart pins for the smart keyboard, well, to connect to Apple keyboard. So I'm just gonna turn this on. We also have, of course, the fingerprint sensor down here, which is kind of my favorite thing about Apple devices. It would be this Touch ID. It's crazy fast, crazy secure, really, really good to have. On the back here, of course, we have that same 8 megapixel camera. It can shoot, I believe, 1080p, 30 and 60 frames per second, but it can also do 720p at 120 frames per second. The front one is that same, I think, 1 or 2 megapixel for the selfie. So it's not the best. It's actually mediocre, I would say, coming from Apple, but it's there if you need it. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go through the setup here and be back. Okay, so everything is set up now, and this will look obviously very familiar to what we've seen in the past. So that same home page, the same widgets, of course, and I believe this is running, okay, so it's running 14.2, as we can see right there. Obviously, like I said, pretty smooth, which is really just expected from this one, right? Now, it does support also the first generation of the Apple Pencil that I have with my previous iPad, and you can see I'm charging it in a silly way, as we're supposed to. But anyways, I'm gonna have to go ahead and pair that up. Yeah, the genius that came up with this thing. But anyways, so this thing actually has some pretty impressive specs, right? Especially that chipset. Now, you wouldn't expect the A14, but this thing is running the 812 Bionic chip with Neural Engine, I believe. There we go. So it might actually be able to get away with some level of video editing, right? So it's going to be great for going through pictures, making changes and editing pictures and videos and things like that compared to the previous version. And that's, of course, in addition to being able to navigate everything on it without any issues. Man, I hate this tapping sound. I really don't like it. This is one of the reasons I do not like using an iPad for writing or drawing, things like just this tapping sound. It's so terrible. Like I said, it's a very, it's loaded with some pretty decent specs, especially for an iPad in this price point here. The resolution, well, this is a 10.2 display, like I mentioned earlier. The resolution on here is 2160 by 1620. You may need to check that, but I believe that's what it is. And it's supposed to also go up to 500 nits, which is really, really good. I went for the base version here, which is 32 gigs of non-expandable storage, obviously coming from Apple, and it has 3 gigs of RAM. So enough for you to be able to do some nice level of, multitasking. This is really very responsive, right? So to do some good level of multitasking with this thing, and it's going to flow pretty nicely, right? I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick writing test here, but we all know that this thing is compatible with the first generation Apple Pencil. So, but anyways, this was more of a first impressions of the iPad 8th gen here. I know a few people have asked in the comment if I could pick up a copy and test it out, before they go out there and take a look also. So I will be testing this out and come out with a full comprehensive review of this baby right here. And I'm also going to do kind of like, versus videos where I pin this against like the Tab S6 Lite or the S6 or, whatever the case may be. And I will be pushing those videos out very soon. Make sure to check the links in the description. I will have the links down there to my other tablets, to my other videos about tablets, not necessarily about this, about the iPad Air 4 or the, Samsung tablets. I'm also going to have links to, I'm going to have Amazon affiliate links if you want to go ahead and pick up a copy of this baby right here. But anyways, thanks again for watching this. Of course, up until the next video, well, I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I always do, of course. And up until the next video, stay safe out there.